Tobacco sellers in Hungary are fuming. The reason, a new nationwide reform of the sale of cigarettes. They'll only be sold in 7,000 national tobacco shops run under a state monopoly. But after a tender was put out to run the shops, established tobacconists were awarded virtually none of them, many going to associates of Fidesz, the ruling party.
Tobacconists have come to protest because the current system of tender doesn't allow us to continue our trade. Only 10% of the winners are real tobacconists. All the others have nothing to do with the business.
It's one of the biggest scandals of the past 20 years. Behind this reform were good intentions, such as the fight against underage smoking and giving work to disabled people. But in the end, it's thievery, organized by the highest levels of the state. And those who are here today are the ones who should be benefiting. That's why they're protesting. It's a moral outrage.
Gabor has been selling tobacco products for 17 years. For him and some 40,000 other tobacconists, losing the right to sell cigarettes could be disastrous.
Cigarette sales represent 80 to 85% of our turnover. If we can no longer sell cigarettes, the shop doesn't even make enough money to pay the running costs.
Faced with accusations of nepotism, the National Tobacco Shops Agency, which is in charge of enacting the reform, says it was not responsible for awarding the concessions.
The assessment of the candidates was carried out by a special commission designed by the Ministry of National Development. What we did was to technically process the candidacies which arrived in our office.
Amid a growing scandal, Prime Minister Viktor Orban has had to make some concessions of his own. A new tender's been opened aimed solely at tobacconists with 20 years' experience, but that will still leave many counting the cost of the reform.